It's another beautiful Wednesday evening and time for your exciting program, The Eagle. This program is your window to the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Gambari. Presenting the program with me is Aisha Mohammed. Hello.
Hi Aisha. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the program.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
On our lineup today, Chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption, Honorable Jagaba Adams Jagaba, has urged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, not to relent in its efforts at ridding the country of all forms of economic crimes and corruption.
Also on our lineup, a prosecuting witness in the ongoing trial of former governor of Kogi State, Prince Abubakar Audu, has told the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Abuja how money totaling over 900 million naira was lodged into a diamond bank account belonging to one Welcome Nigerian Limited, a company that handled most of Audu's building projects during his tenure as Kogi State governor.
The EFCC Establishment Act 2004, the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2006, the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011, as amended, are amongst others that prescribe punishment for various acts of economic crimes and corruption.
The Eagle team sought to know from Nigerians if these punishments are strong enough to fight the scourge, or should the death penalty practiced in China for corruption offenders be replicated in Nigeria. Kamali Gaby on our special focus segment will bring you this report.
Please stay tuned as the program continues right after this timeout. Don't go away.
Cheers! Cheers! What is it? Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe on water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fly a special man that the people of EFCC and chase people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail.
Ah!
Are you? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC and watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Welcome back. We'll start the program today with the report on the 2015 budget defense by the EFCC before the House of Representatives Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption. Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Lamorte, who presented the budget on behalf of the Commission, assured the committee that the EFCC is committed to bringing all economic and financial crimes offenders to book. Kamila Gaby completes the report.
Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption, Honorable Jagaba Adams Jagaba, has urged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, not to relent in its varied efforts to rid the country of economic and financial crimes, but to instead focus on adding vigor to its activities. Jagaba also commended the Commission's achievement in securing 126 convictions in 2014, which he said is a significant increase from the 117 convictions recorded in 2013.
Now we are happy with the Commission, so as I'm concerned, the way you are managing yourself, the way you are carrying out your duties, we are happy. So just continue to add more vigor. You need to refuel that effort, make it manifest in the way you do your prosecution, the way you execute your job.
He used the platform to assure the agency of his committee's support in the war against corruption. While presenting a budget proposal of 9,479,748,795 naira, the EFCC boss, Ibrahim Lamordi, assured the committee of the Commission's determination to execute its war on corruption without fear or favor.
May I use this opportunity on behalf of the board, management and staff of the EFCC to thank the committee for its continued support and also for its confidence in our activities. We will continue to justify the confidence reposed in us by our beloved country. Thank you and God bless, sir.
Lamordi gave the breakdown of the proposed budget as follows: 8,937,549,019 naira, the current expenditure, and 542,199,776 naira as capital element. The committee, whose members include Deputy Chairman Emmanuel Udende, Warman Ogorisa, John Ye, Nathaniel Agumbiade, Sani Ibrahim, Abdullahi Badang, Adeoba Johnson, and Nasir Sule, assured the EFCC of its support to ensure the timely completion of its head office building. At the end of the event, the Eagle team had a chat with Honorable Jagaba.
So to what extent have you supported this organization since you became the chairman of this committee?
Yeah, myself and the entire committee of the House of Representatives, we've worked so hard to make sure enough money is appropriated to EFCC so that the operations, the day-to-day running of that agency is smooth. And not just making sure we budget this money, we go a long way to make sure money are released to them so that they can have smooth operation. And so the committee has been doing a lot to make sure EFCC do its constitutional duties. And apart from that, we do from time to time what we call oversight. We go to this oversight, see what they do to make sure they do it rightly as spelled out by the budget.
Have you been satisfied with the organization's performance?
Oh, very sure. As far as at the committee level, we are fully satisfied with the way they operate, the way they run day-to-day running of the organization. We were happy, nobody's using them to witch hunt anybody. So they are doing their job professionally. And I think Nigerians are happy with them.
Welcome back. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has expressed readiness to upgrade facilities at its academy to make it a training center for investigators of anti-graft agencies in the West African sub-region in furtherance of efforts to effectively curb economic and financial crimes in the region. Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Lamordi, gave the assurance at his office in Abuja when he played host to Isufu Barema, President, High Authority for the Fight Against Corruption and Similar Crimes, Halsia, Republic of Niger. Thelma Eke has more.
Issoufou Barema, President, High Authority for the Fight Against Corruption and Similar Crimes, Halsia, Republic of Niger, and other members of his team were at the Commission in furtherance of the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU signed by both agencies in 2012. The EFCC boss, in response to a request by Halsia President, said the Commission planned a regional training program that would have taken place mid-2014, but was shelved following the outbreak of the Ebola virus disease, EVD, in a few countries in the region. Apart from the proposed regional training, Lamorode stated that the EFCC will not hesitate to provide assistance in any area of need as might be requested of the Commission. He urged the leadership of Hausia to work hand in hand with the EFCC in view of the current challenges such as the Boko Haram insurgency, which, according to him, had become a threat to both countries. Earlier in his remark, Burema described the efforts of the EFCC in the fight against graft as commendable. He thanked the agency for its support since the signing of the MOU. Burema was accompanied on the visit by Sidibe Abdulkari, Albachi Fati, and Alio Dauda, all commissioners of Hausia. The visit was to strengthen the existing ties between the two agencies in the fight against economic and financial crimes. Thelma Eke, reporting for the Eagle.
Thank you for joining us again. The ongoing trial of former governor of Kogi State, Prince Abubakar Audu, who is being prosecuted at the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja by the EFCC for his alleged involvement in a contract scam to the tune of over 11 billion naira, continued with the prosecution witness narrating to the court how money was diverted into Bulcam Nigeria Limited's account, a company which was said to have handled all Audu's building projects while he held sway as the governor of Kogi State. Thelma Eke, once again.
The witness told Justice Ademola Adeniyi of the Federal Capital Territory High Court seated in Abuja that monies totaling over 900 million were lodged into a Diamond Bank account of the said company between May 29, 2001 and July 23, 2003, when Audu held sway as the governor of Kogi State. The prosecuting counsel tendered a statement of account from Diamond Bank showing the lodgements which were admitted in the evidence and marked Exhibit P1 54A to B. The witness, who is a relationship officer with Diamond Bank PLC and the account officer of Bulcam Nigeria Limited, identified the exhibit and further told the court that he printed the said statement from the bank's system when he was invited by the EFCC. The case has been adjourned to March 31st and April 1st and 2nd, 2015 for continuation of hearing. Prince Audu is being prosecuted alongside the former Director General of the Directorate of Rural Development in his administration, Alpha Ibn Mustafa, for offences bordering on criminal breach of trust and misappropriation of public funds to the tune about 11 billion naira. Thelma Eke, reporting for the Eagle.
You're still watching the program, The Eagle.
Next is our special focus segment. On the segment, the Eagle team tried to capture the public take on capital punishment for corruption. The report.
The Nigerian anti-corruption war became very strong in 2003 with the creation of agencies like the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Offences (ICPC) and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). Both agencies have since risen up to the challenge of cleansing the country of corruption. The EFCC has done well in ensuring that the menace of corruption is brought to the barest minimum. In 2014 alone, the Commission recorded over 126 convictions, which cut across various acts of economic and financial crimes, from advance fee fraud to cybercrime to identity theft, oil theft, impersonation, bank fraud, and contract scam, to mention a few. The Commission also has a lot of other cases going on in various courts across the country. Notable ones include that of Lucky Igbenidian, former governor of Edo State, Femi Fani-Kayode, former aviation minister, Aliyu Akwe-Doma, former governor of Nasarawa State, Benga Daniel, former governor of Ogun State, and Abubakar Audu, former governor of Kogi State. Also, the former secretary to Edo State government, Simon Emwekeme, Kebbi State Accountant General Alhaji Muhammad Arzik Dakingari, and his former Taraba State counterpart, Joel Joseph, are also standing trial for abuse of office, stealing, and money laundering. That is aside tens of senior civil servants that are currently being prosecuted for stealing pension funds. The increasing involvement of these highly placed individuals in corrupt practices, despite the enforcement activities of the anti-corruption agencies, have stoked debate about the deterrent value of the penal regime currently in place. Are the penalties for criminal infractions not strong enough? Or are the offenders simply too entangled in the web of graft to care about the repercussion? In places like China, death penalty is the ultimate penalty for corruption. Should Nigeria go the Chinese way? This was the question the Eagle took to town. And the response was a medley of yea and nay. First to speak is Smart Adeyemi.
We need stiffer penalty. You know, I had a bill here before, and I was proposing death penalty. so that everybody will be careful. Until when we have a stiffer penalty, either life imprisonment, and you know if I have power to do what I'm going to, what I first do is to go on mechanized farming, establish a large mechanized farm, and say, look, all I've seen, sin no more. You are caught, is a life imprisonment, if not death sentence. Then without say you go to the farm. If you start doing that, everybody will run away from corruption. The penalty must be tougher, must be more stricter than what we have. That is when our perception as people will change. It may not be an end to corruption, but you know what? It will bring corruption to 10% as what we have today.
Senator Victor Lar, the chair Senate Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption, has a different view.
Somebody in the Senate, Senator Adeyemi precisely, proposed death penalty at one time for corrupt offenders. Would you support that?
I would not, because that in itself is an admission of failure on the part of all the processes, the legal system, the enforcement agencies and the rest. That would be too harsh. Essentially, I would not support that.
Would you say the present anti-corruption laws are sufficient enough to fight the scourge?
They are. It is not that they are exhaustive and comprehensive, but they are sufficient to enable us navigate and fight corruption.
Jagaba Adams Jagaba is the chair House Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption.
I have been a major proponent of this. You use as an example, if you go to China, you see the punishment is based on the figure stolen. If, for instance, in China, you steal money up to $1 million, it's death penalty. You see, first and foremost, what is the intent of the law? The intent of the law is to deter. You know, so when you have a law that encourages people to steal, somebody steal billions, you send him 3 months, 6 months in jail, he comes back to enjoying the proceeds of his stolen money, and use part of it to use part of the money to go to court, hire sons, hire high profile lawyers to defend him, buy his way in the judiciary, and he lives a free man. It doesn't make sense. But once it's established that money has been stolen, the law should be harsh, because that will deter others from committing such offense. But when you have people that steal money, at the end of the day, they go scot-free. You're encouraging people to steal.
For Professor Attahiru Muhammad Jega, prescribing capital punishment will not be appropriate. He said the country should try as much as it can to make the laws stiffer, but not in terms of capital punishment.
Chinese may have their own reasons why they would want to use death penalty as a sanction for corrupt practices. But I think the global best practice is that people should have fair hearing.
Another professor of political science, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, said capital punishment will mean going to the extreme.
Well, I have difficulties about capital punishment because, except in terms of egregious crime, because life, people don't create life, and it's very difficult. Even the state should not be taking life that they cannot create now. But I definitely am for severe punishment against those who are found guilty of official corruption. But because it's not just about, if you look at corruption, it's not just about the individual, it's about the signal you send that it's all right for corruption if they get no punishment or very light punishment. It's about socializing the people about what is right and what is wrong. And so if there's no punishment or very lenient punishment for those who are convicted of official corruption, then it sends the wrong signals. And the young people then feel the future of the country is in their hands, and they feel, well, it's okay to do this. It's okay, you can get away with it.
Godwin Obla, SAN, is one of the EFCC counsels. Obla said death punishment will be too harsh.
I have never supported death penalty for any reason whatsoever, because its efficacy has never been proven. Don't forget that death penalty has always been part and parcel of our criminal justice system. For offenses like armed robbery, we always had death penalty. It never deterred anybody. For offenses like murder, it has never deterred anybody. Even when it was introduced in respect of drugs, of hard drugs and related matters, it never deterred anybody. Look at what is happening in Indonesia today. I think 3 Nigerians are currently on death row there. Nigerians have previously been killed there. It has not deterred them from still going there with these drugs. In fact, when an Indonesian visa is issued to you, it is written there clearly on the visa. But if you are caught with hard drugs, the penalty is death by firing squad. So most of these people that are caught with all these drugs, especially those that are in transit to Indonesia, they have these visas. They have all these entries in these visas that the penalty for conveying or for dealing in hard drugs is death by firing squad. Yet they do it.
Professor Femi Odekunle is a professor of criminology, and he has this to say.
In Nigeria, if you say you are going to introduce death penalty, almost everybody will go. It has become so common, so pervasive, so that I remember in 1999 when they introduced the ICPC law and we were doing a conference on it, one of the arguments I gave was that the thing has been so bad that if they were to apply Sharia law against offense of corruption in Nigeria, most past and present public officers will be one-handed, or they won't have any hands at all. In fact, after some time, they will cut off the legs of some.
He called for more stringent laws to check corruption.
I think that you should engage in forfeiture and long-term imprisonment without the option of fine. And there are ways in which we could do that. You have to reduce the technicality of the judicial system.
Death punishment. Even if I am in an office now and I'm corrupt, let me be killed.
But the fact is, this country, Nigeria, it has been a part and parcel of corrupted attitude in every nook and corner. So it has killed the system. But we need draconian laws to awake the corrupted human beings or persons in charge. They will be afraid if they know that criminals are in existence. So we need, and it will foster with forceful action by the government so that they will be jailed for so long or dealt with, or even sanction them to an extent where they can even be faced with some problems, so that at the end they will realize that corruption is not a way of life.
Prescribed in the Act, EFCC Act, ICPC Act, and so on and so forth. And the only duty now is for the court of law to ensure that such acts are implemented.
Mary Niona, however, took her pleas to God.
We are praying that God is going to help us to chase this corruption away as he chased Ebola virus for us.
Aisha,
yes, dear.
Will you support the practice of death penalty for corrupt offenders?
No way, Aisha, I don't think I'm going to support that. There are better ways of dealing with these offenders than terminating their lives. Life is too precious to be taken just like that, you know?
It's true. It's true. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Aisha. Yeah. I would rather suggest that the laws fighting corruption should be more stringent and the anti-graft agencies should be made more stronger.
Yeah, that's it. That's just it. If the agencies are stronger and the laws are stringent, I think that would deter people away from committing fraud rather than taking their lives. Exactly. Well, viewers, that's how far we can go on today's program. Please send your contributions to info@efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or officialefcc@gmail.com.
You can also like our page on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. And to watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Please stay away from any form of economic and financial crimes.
And my name is Aisha Gambari. Thank you very much for watching. God bless Nigeria.